Alright everybody, so how are we doing today? Final story for today, which will be 2 articles in one. First, both from Reuters, it says, U.S. expected to make an announcement about Bin Laden's son, Hamza, soon. This is a relatively short article. The U.S. government is expected to make an announcement shortly about Hamza Bin Laden, the son of slain al-Qaeda leader Osama Bin Laden. A U.S. official said on Wednesday after NBC News reported the United States, has intelligence the son is dead. The U.S. official provided no further details earlier. NBC News cited 3 U.S. officials as saying the United States had obtained intelligence that Hamza bin Laden is dead, saying that they would not provide detail of where or when he died, or whether the United States played a role in his death. Asked earlier if he had intelligence that bin Laden's son had been killed, U.S. President Donald Trump told reporters, "I don't want to comment on it." Separately, the White House declined comment on whether an announcement was imminent. Hamza, believed to be about 30 years old, was at his father's side in Afghanistan before the September 11, 2001 attacks on the United States, and spent time with him in Pakistan. After the U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan punished much of al-Qaeda's senior leadership there, according to Brookings Institution, Osama bin Laden was killed by U.S. Special Forces who raided his compound in Pakistan in 2011. Hamza was thought to be under house arrest in Iran at the time, and documents recovered from the compound indicated that aides had been trying to reunite him with his father. Interesting that you would find such documents. See, the thing is, Osama had Marfans, which is a form of pituitary gigantism, which often results in a very short lifespan. If you took one look at Osama in a full body shot, you would immediately recognize that that guy had Marfans. No question. In short, based on how old he was at 9/11, there was no way that that was him in 2011 that they went after. In fact, because he was against the Sauds in Saudi Arabia, and we wanted the Arabian oil and not have to pay their prices for it, it therefore stands to reason that Osama was a CIA actor. And his doctor straight up told him that there's no way he lived long enough. Which means the CIA must have surely created some sort of double for Osama, so that people wouldn't make the connection of how we basically set up the situation in Saudi in the way that we did, that our government did, where we recreated Saudi Arabia in our own image so they would be more willing to deal with us at the price we wanted to pay rather than the price they wanted us to pay for their oil and other similar products. Yes, it's a conspiracy theory, but it has a lot of evidence and lots of precedents. I'm saying that it's highly likely, but I'm not saying that it's an absolute certainty. Either way, if Hamza, really is dead, then that was just them tying up a loose end. And yes, I do think it's quite likely possible that 9/11 was an inside job. Again, not saying in absolutes, but I'm saying it's definitely possible. Engineerily, scientifically shown, and been proven that jet fuel does not burn hot enough to melt steel beams. It was a controlled demolition. Why did WC7, the building off the way, go down too? There's a lot about about 9/11 that doesn't make any sense. Do I believe our government killed a bunch of our own citizens to blame it on Iraq? Yes, I did. Yes, I do. Pardon. Yeah, yes, I do believe that. What is my precedent? When the CIA wanted to kill a bunch of our own people and blame it on Cuba during the presidency of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Yes, our government is literally that sick. But make of that what you will. That's just what I think. That's just them tying up a loose end to killing Hamza. Anyway, our second article from today. U.S. imposes sanctions on Iran's foreign minister treasury statement. The United States on Wednesday imposed sanctions on Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif. The U.S. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control said on its website. The Treasury Department said it was imposing sanctions on Zarif for acting on behalf of Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Or maybe it's Khamenei, I'm not sure. It doesn't look that way to me. Javad Zarif implements the reckless agenda of Iran's Supreme Leader and is the regime's primary spokesperson around the world. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said in a statement, "Tensions have risen between the United States and Iran following U.S. President Donald Trump's withdrawal last year from a 2015 international nuclear accord with Tehran. Fears of a direct U.S.-Iranian conflict have risen since May, with several attacks on oil tankers in the Gulf. Iran's downing of a U.S. surveillance drone and a plan for U.S. airstrikes on Iran last month that Trump called off at the last minute." So, they're sanctioning Zarif, huh? I figured it's only a amount of time. But why? Why? Just because he's speaking on behalf of the Ayatollah? I mean, isn't that his job? Isn't that what he's supposed to do? As a foreign minister, isn't he supposed to represent his leader? I mean, something about this situation just seems really screwy. Like, some days I feel like Trump's a genius, and other days I feel like he's a complete stone-dead idiot. Like, I don't know what to do with the guy half the time. And I voted for him, so I feel very strange. Let me tell you. You ever seen those videos on YouTube, like the Trump Vader? Like, yeah, those are hilarious. Something about the guy is just really wacky. I can't quite put my finger on it. But yeah, the whole Iranian situation is just wacky with all this pointless saber rattling of, oh, you shot down our drone. No, you shot down our drone. And all the weird grabbing of and misflagging of oil tankers. It's just crazy. I mean, honestly, another reason why I'm glad they're not at war with Iran right now is the simple fact that if they were, we wouldn't be getting to see any of this craziness. Like, you can't make this stuff up. This is great entertainment. But yeah, I mean, you know this is going to be badly received by the international community when we're sanctioning someone for doing what is essentially their job that they're supposed to do. Do you think, Mr. President, that they're just going to they're just going to turn away and not take a look at that, or want to say something at least vaguely critical? No, they're going to look at that and call it for the batshit nonsense that it is. Still, Zarif could always just leave and go home if things got too bad, which might be what they're trying to do. They might be pressuring him to leave. But this is not coming from Trump himself. This is coming from the Treasury Department. But it is in line with Trump's policies, which would lead me to think that Trump might have had some influence. Still, if it got really bad, Zarif could always just go back to Iran. But that alone would make us seem that much more unreasonable. The way we're treating Zarif is completely stupid. Anyway,